Hi everyone, I'm Angie Bailey,
And I'm Aurora Newton.
and this is Ask the A-Team.
And we are so excited to welcome you today. We are going to talk about validation. And I'm not talking about like parking meter
I was going to say,
validation.
can you validate my parking?
I could feel it. I was getting ready to just like hear you say that. We did not talk about that beforehand either. We just don't. It's so funny. I'm just going to segue for a second. My daughter-in-law this morning, as I was getting ready, she said to me, she said, "Well, what do you guys do? Do you talk about this a week in advance, or do you research?" I'm like, "No, we literally walk in, sit down, and we just kind of roll with whatever God places on our heart." And she said, and I thought this was so wisdom filled. She's like, "Well, I think that's really good because both of you are so, Holy Spirit driven and love Jesus so much that you just kind of roll with whatever the Spirit's moving, and that's really who you are." And I thought, isn't that cool?
That is cool.
I thought that was really cool. So shout out to my daughter-in-law, Megan. She is one amazing girl and amazing mom too.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so validation.
Validation.
So and I think you have as well, but part of my story is that for so long I feared man, and always wanted to be validated by people. Particularly, well, not really men or women, just wanted that earthly validation. And so I really struggled a lot of years with that. And recently, the Lord just really moved on me that I do not need anyone on this earth's validation. I just need His validation. Mm-hmm. And when that happened, something happened inside of me. It just clicked. Not that we don't want, like accountability, and we don't want acceptance. I mean, those are natural, normal, healthy things, but there is a place where it can be unhealthy, and you really fear, so you're a people pleaser.
Right.
And so when He moved that on me, it just really broke something in me, and I don't know. It just was such a good feeling. Mm-hmm. Well, recently I went home and I visited with a family member, and this is a family member who I have felt in the past judged by, and maybe didn't accept where I'm at and what I'm doing. And this family member said, "Hey, I just want you to know that I really affirm you in what you're doing, and I just really see God's hand in that, and you and your husband's blessing on that, and even your church and your senior leadership's blessing on that, and I just really wanted to validate you in that and let you know how proud I am of you." And the coolest thing for me was, Ange, is that I didn't need it. It was the first time in my life that I didn't need that, that I had already accepted and aligned my will with God's will of, you know what? He's enough. He's more than enough. And when I aligned my will with His, then the blessing came of a validation that I've always wanted. And I haven't got to share that with you yet because
so cool.
It's so new. It's like, but is that not cool?
It's amazing.
Yeah. So it just, it really got me thinking about even when I had forgiven in my heart my early childhood sexual offender. And then after that, they came to me and they asked for forgiveness. That never happens. But again, when you align your will with what God calls us to, when we walk in that perfect alignment, I believe that we get that blessing that we wanted before we ever made the alignment.
Right. So, absolutely. Yeah, there's something about when that happens when you need something for so long, whatever it may be. Right. In this case, validation. Some people, it's love and loneliness, and it's oftentimes of where you come to a place and know that I don't need this from any man or any other person. I need, I have this already from my Father. Right. Like, it's already something you have. It's who He created you to be. And when you stand in that, and when you can be confident in that, and not have to depend. Now, I don't have it down either. You know this.
Well, and I'll still keep growing in this.
Oh my gosh.
Sure,
there are times when people come up and say something and I'm speaking specifically about women being in ministry. Like, sometimes people say things and they don't realize, wow, that just really cut like a knife. Thanks, Right. And
that does hurt. I mean,
it does hurt, but it's like in those moments I have to be like, okay, listen, I know that you called me to do this. I wouldn't be doing this. There are moments that it's so hard.
We just talked about this.
That it wouldn't be anything that I would choose on my own.
Right. And
And
you know, same.
the tears are going to flow
Yeah,
this morning.
we're going to hold it back because we did have a bit of a little tearful conversation before that, but that's true. I mean, we just had this conversation. There are times that it is so hard that I find myself
Right.
asking.
And that's not asking for
Right.
self-pity, but it's to the point of where, like, listen, if this was just my choice, and if I'm just being
in
rebellious,
the flesh, yeah.
or just doing this because somebody else says that I can't,
Yeah.
I wouldn't walk.
Yeah. Or you're trying to strive to get there, right?
Yeah.
No.
No, it's not worth that,
No.
right?
No.
But when you know within your heart of hearts that
Yeah.
God has called you to do
Yeah.
something, you have to stand on that, and you have to, like, hold on to that. And even when, and the validation doesn't come from other people,
Right.
it's like, he never promised it would be easy. So it's like, you take joy in knowing that you're suffering with him.
Right.
That okay,
And that's what we're called
I
to.
can do
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
So just because I had that realization doesn't mean I'm going to walk that out 100% perfectly, and doesn't mean that we still shouldn't encourage each other.
Well, it's all a
So
journey.
don't forget,
Yeah.
we still need that encouragement, and we still want to encourage you.
Absolutely.
But align your will with
Mhm.
God's will. It is so beautiful. Like
Mhm.
every time I find myself walking in that place, there is such freedom and such blessing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, thank you for joining us today. We always love to share what's going on in our life, keeping it real.
If this has helped you in any way or can help anyone else that you know, please like or share. And don't forget to follow Ask the A Team. Bye, guys.
Bye.